It's time for my Premier League prediction. Here we go. Starting from the bottom of the Premier League table this season has to be Burnley. For me, I think they'll finish bottom of the league, which really sucks. I don't mind Burnley at all, but this is, for me, a season which they will struggle. They have not got a good transfer budget at all. They've hardly spent anything in this window, and that really worries me with a new club coming to the league. Yes, they won the Championship last season, and yes, they had Andre Gray, who was outstanding for them. And I do think maybe Gray could get about 13 goals in the new season, but I just don't think they've got the power and depth in terms of their squad to last this season. I do love their manager though, Dyche. He's got one of the best voices in football. But yeah, I'm going for 20th for Burnley. Staying in the relegation zone in 19th spot for me will be Hull. They only have 13 senior players fit, ahead of a new season which starts in nearly a week. Their manager Steve Bruce just left a few weeks ago, which is a huge blow to them. I think they're about to lose Diame as well, the midfielder, to Newcastle back in the Championship, so that could be a big loss. And to be honest, I'm really struggling to see Hull getting out of that relegation zone at all. That's where I'm going to put them at 19th spot. Not having a manager with just 1 week to go is honestly unheard of. This could be a bit of a surprise, but I've picked Watford to be another team that will be relegated in the new season. I feel like Watford have been too inconsistent over last season, and I don't think they'll carry on in a good way. They got rid of the manager from last season, who I thought did an okay job. He kept them in the league. Yes, they didn't have the greatest second half in the season, but they still did okay to last. They did just get a new manager in the name of Walter Mazzari, so he's a pretty experienced manager in Italy, which could maybe transfer well. You know, Swansea's manager from last season did well in the new league, which he was in for the first time, so maybe that could be the same for Walter. But I just don't think Watford, again, have the depth that they need to last this season. I don't think they'll do that well. There's also been a ton of talk of Igalo leaving, so that would be a big loss for them. He got, I think, was it 15 goals, around about that? And if Deeney gets injured, they are screwed. A bit like Hull and Burnley, they haven't signed anyone of note. So there's my bottom three, guys, for the new Premier League season. This is my prediction. I've gone for Burnley 20th, Hull 19th, and Watford 18th. Just surviving the drop for me has to be Bournemouth. I like the fact that they just signed Max Gradle to a contract extension, and also signed, I think, yeah, Jordan Ibe and Brad Smith from us for a combined £21 million. Hopefully their new signings will do well for them. And to be honest, I do like Bournemouth quite a bit. I feel like they're a nice club. That doesn't impact on this position, by the way, I'm just saying. But yeah, for me, 17th Bournemouth seems about right, and if they can get Callum Wilson firing goals again like he did at the start last season before he got injured, that will be hugely helpful to them. In 16th position, I've gone for Middlesbrough. A bit like Bournemouth, this could be a bit of a surprise for you, but when you look at the transfers they've made, they've been very active in the window, and they've gone out to really strengthen their overall squad. I like the signing of Negredo. Yes, I don't think he'll get more than 10 goals, but it brings experience to the team. He actually had a not the worst goal record at Man City. I think it was like 24 goals in 48 games. Not too bad. And I think he could do okay. They also signed Victor Valdez in goal, and they have a striker in Jordan Rhodes, who I think could get maybe even 15 goals this season. To be honest, I actually quite like their squad, although they do need to strengthen in central defence. They haven't got enough quality there. But yeah, I will go for about, 16th. Next up, I've gone for Sunderland, guys, in the 15th position. Getting David Moyes as their new manager, for me, is a great acquisition. Yes, he didn't do well at all at Man United, and yes, he didn't do the best job in Spain, but go back and look at what he did at Everton. He made them into a very strong team in a few years, and for me, I think at Sunderland, he could do a similar job. He could get them from being in the low part of the league all the way up to maybe even mid-table, which for Sunderland would be a very cool achievement. I think if he buys a few more players, he needs another striker as well, as Defoe can always go down injured. Quite strangely, Sunderland are actually going after Januzaj and Fellaini of Man United. Those are two players that I think would do well at their club. Fellaini just hasn't cut it consistently for United enough, and he's not utilised in that team. At a team like Sunderland, where he can get back to his old days at Everton, that would be a really quality signing for them, and would be a signing that would help them survive. Saying all of this though, it does kind of concern me that they haven't actually bought anyone. They haven't bought one player yet. With nearly a week to go, I think they will be big in terms of the transfers, and also deadline day could be a big day for them. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for someone like Benteke. At 14th spot, I've gone for Crystal Palace. They bought quite well this transfer window, and they needed to. They had a dreadful second half of the last season, and it just wasn't good enough. I'm still surprised Pardew wasn't sacked. They were that bad. I like the signing of Mandanda. They got Tomkins from West Ham, and they also got Andros Townsend, which is a cool signing. Thinking of their team, they've got some nice players on FIFA. Townsend, Zaha, you've got Balassi 5-star skills. Palace Palace are trying to get Berahino from West Brom for around £20 million, so that'll be a big signing for them as well. If Palace don't sign a new striker before transfer deadline day, then they are royally screwed. They've only got Fraser Campbell, Connor Wickham, and I think Appiah as their 3 strikers. But yeah, I've gone for 14th spot for Palace. West Brom for me will be 13th in the new season. If I was a West Brom fan, anything above 15th position would be a good thing for me. With Tony Pulis as their current manager, they could not be in better hands. He is such an underrated manager. Every year he seems to have a solid back four, a strong midfield, and a decent forward who can get you goals. They are trying to offload Berahino for 20 million, which would be a very cool thing for them. They need to get rid of him. He doesn't want to be there, so why keep him? Especially when you could get extra transfer funds. And I do like Rondon. I think he could be a bit of a surprise this season as well. Did okay last season, didn't do all that well, but I think he will be an improvement on last season. West Brom did just go and sign Sacco from West Ham for around 16 million, so that would be a very cool signing for them too, and that should be Berahino's replacement. I'm quite content with 13th for West Brom. I think Swansea will finish 12th. They've made some pretty decent signings. I really like the signing of Leroy Furt to them from QPR. For only £5 million, he can be a strong midfielder. To be honest though, looking at the table that I've gone for, anything from 12th to 16th, that's going to be a big battle. Swansea's biggest task though this season has to be keeping Ayew. He is their main player now. I'd even put him ahead of Sigurdsson in terms of overall importance to the team. They need the goals from him that he gave to them last season. They cannot lose him. If they do, they've only got Marvin Emnes as their backup striker. Saying that though, they have got Williams in defence, who is actually in the heart of, I think, a transfer deal to Everton, so hopefully they can keep on to him. I do like their wingers though. They've got a lot of depth there. They've got Nathan Dyer, Wayne Routledge can do a job, and also they've got Montero, who was good in parts last season. If they can keep the core of their team, I really think they could have a decent season coming at 12th. At 11th, I've gone for Stoke City. A bit like 12th to 16th, I really see 11th till 8th a big battle as well. Keeping hold of Arnautovic is so huge, I cannot underestimate that at all. He is now for me a proven Premier League player who will go on to do even better things this season. If Arnautovic does even better than I think he will do, then they could even finish like 9th. I do like the players they've got. They've got Bojan in midfield, who can also play as a centre forward. They've always had a strong defence at Stoke, and goalkeeper wise they're set. I forgot that Stoke have Shaqiri. What a player, and he's at Stoke. I love the signing of Mbula from Marseille. I think that's going to be a quality player for them. To be honest, Stoke have a pretty exciting team. Arnautovic, Bojan, Shaqiri, strong midfield. Even Charlie Adam is a very good player from set pieces, and I think they'll do quite well. Right in the middle of the Premier League table this season will be Southampton. That is my prediction, and to be honest, they are a really tough team to predict where they could finish. They've lost obviously Mane to us, which I think will be a big loss, and even bigger than they think. They've lost Pele, their goal scorer, to China, but most importantly, they've lost Coman. Losing him to Everton is such a big loss. Honestly, I feel like Saints fans have really had it hard over the last few years. They've lost so many players they love. They did sign Redmond for around £11 million, which should be a good signing for them too, and I like the signing from, I think it was Bayern Munich for Højbjerg. They've got a nice defence with Cedric at right back and also Van Dijk at centre back, who really could be a world beater one day. That would be a pretty bold prediction. Actually, that is my bold prediction. I think he'll be great. Even though they lost Pele, they still do have Shane Long, who just signed a new contract. They also have Jay Rodriguez coming back from a long-term injury, and they've got Charlie Austin. Let's not forget how good he can be. If they can get those players scoring goals for them and really just having fun playing football, because the Saints have been a fun team to watch, then I think they could finish 10th. Now we're in the territory of a real free-for-all battle in the league, and it's got to be 9th spot, which for me will be Everton. Even though I've got Everton at 9th, they could finish as high as 6th. I really think the league will be as open as ever, and that's only good for us watching and stressful. Everton did just get a new manager in Ronald Koeman, who I think will be a brilliant manager for them, and even though I'm a big Liverpool fan, I don't really mind Everton too much, except for Derby Day, because we just hate each other on that day. But other than that, honestly, I don't mind Everton. I think it's time Ross Barkley really stepped up a level, which in a way could not be the greatest thing, because if he plays so well, they could end up selling him in a few years. Barkley for me has the talent, he just needs a few more players around him to make him even better. The two biggest concerns for Everton though have to be the fact that they've just lost 4 quite big players in terms of leaders. Tony Hibbert, Leon Osmond, Stephen Pienaar and Tim Howard have all gone now from Everton. To be honest, most of those players, it was time to go. Looking at their squad though, it's still a pretty nice squad, and I think they could potentially overachieve this season, which any Everton fan would love to see. Another nice concern to have that I completely forgot about until now is John Stones being sold to Man City for £50 million. That could really boost Everton's squad with that money. I'll stick with 9th over Everton, and honestly they could overachieve though. In 8th position for me in the new Premier League season, I've gone for West Ham. This area of the table is so tough to predict. I really do love West Ham's squad though. I don't feel like people give them the appreciation they deserve. They've got Payet, they've got Lanzini, Mark Noble does a job for them. Antonio is a a fantastic player, and Andy Carroll can get you goals whether you like it or not. They've got a mixed team of youth, experience and quality, which I think will put them in really good stead for the new season. Plus the fact that they're playing in the new Olympic Stadium, they are looking to offload Sacco to West Brom and then bring in Ayew from Swansea, which I think will be a really cool upgrade for them. If Payet stays fit and Lanzini, I do think they'll have a good season though again, probably beating the big teams when they need to, but still losing to the odd silly team that they should really beat. I'll go for 8th for West Ham. At 7th, and it may be a bit of a surprise considering I'm a Liverpool fan and putting them this low, and it's really tough to predict. I've gone for 7th for Liverpool. A lot of you may say, oh Matt, why not be more optimistic? And to be honest, I don't think we have a full squad right now. You need a strong defence in this league to do well, and to get into the top 4, you need a solid defence to do well. You can't have a defence which definitely has a weak point, and my god, our left back needs upgrading. I like the signing of Karius, although he will be out for like 10 weeks as he broke his hand. I like the signing of Wijnaldum as well. He's got potential, and I really do love the signing of Mane, although it is quite expensive. We could potentially reach top 5 level this season at some part, but I've gone for 7th for this Premier League prediction for Liverpool. I don't want to put us in that top 5. Yeah, I don't think we're strong enough overall. I don't know how we're going to fit Lallana, Firmino, Coutinho, Wijnaldum. You've got Henderson, Emre Can. How are you going to fit all those 6-7 midfielders into one team? Surely Lallana could be sold this season. If we can keep Sturridge fit and get him scoring consistently alongside Firmino, we could have a very surprising season. Coming in at 6th again is a surprise, and probably my boldest prediction so far, it's going to be Tottenham. History tells us that whenever a club doesn't really upgrade their squad with new players in the summer, they never do well the next season. Look at Chelsea from last season. They hardly bought anyone last season and did so poorly. Yes, they've got a strong squad, but seeing them collapse the way they did against Chelsea, and I think was it with 3 or 4 games to go in the season, it really does not fill me with confidence with Spurs. Kane obviously will probably still get around 20 goals for them in the league. They do have a ridiculous squad, but I see them slipping up this season. I do quite like the signing of Wanyama, although I think if he gets injured that could be a big blow to them. Again, like us though, they've got so many midfielders. They've also got players who I think could do a lot better. Lamela for one could be a lot better player. I quite like the signing of Janssen. Whether he'll start every game, I'm not too sure, alongside Kane maybe as a sub, as a rotation player. I'll go for 6th though for Spurs. I think the Premier League champions will finish 5th this season. If Leicester lose Mahrez to Arsenal, which could realistically happen, then I think they'll finish even lower. He for me is their best overall player, and they cannot afford to lose him. Right now they've lost Kante to Chelsea, which was a big loss to them, a really big loss, but I do think the signing of Mendy will be a pretty cool replacement. They haven't lost Vardy to Arsenal, which was a realistic one for Arsenal as well. They didn't sign him, and Mahrez, so hopefully if they keep those 2 players, I could see them maybe finishing top 4, but for me I think 5th Leicester is about right. Teams from the Premier League and teams that will be in the new Champions League season have all had their whole summer to analyse Leicester, so surely teams should be adapted to how to actually approach Leicester's counter-attacking style. I think Leicester will do a lot of activity though on deadline day, so don't be surprised if they bring in some new big signings, but I don't think they'll be anywhere near as good as last season. I also think Vardy could have a bit of a down year, not like a massive down year, but I think about 5 less goals at least. So yeah, I'll go for 5th for Leicester overall. They still got obviously a very nice quality team. I mean, I love Schmeichel in goal. I think he's a quality keeper as well. But yeah, I'll go for 5th. Now to the top 4. Arsenal for me are a team that are just a bit in disarray. They've still got amazing players like Alexis Sanchez. Mesut Ozil is world class. But yet again, and even I find it frustrating as a Liverpool fan, I just hate it that every day I see Arsenal fans on my timeline saying, Matt, why are we not signing new players? It is so frustrating. Right now, I feel your frustration. You are always a top 4 team, that's like in no doubt. But Wenger never spends the money they clearly have in their war chest to go and buy a player they need. They need a striker. They still, for me, need a winger. I don't think Theo Walcott's good enough anymore. That is my argument. A lot of you may disagree, but he has not been good the last few seasons. Giroud is a good player, but he's not a player who can win you the league. I did say that last season, and I was confirmed right. They didn't win the league, so yeah. They needed a player of Benzema's quality, or even Lacazette. Go after Lacazette, Arsenal. Just fucking do it, mate. You're actually pissing everyone off. It must be so frustrating to support a team that is so big and should be challenging for the title, but to see them not buy the players they clearly need in some positions must be so frustrating for you guys. Arsenal have also lost Mertesacker to a big injury. I think he's out maybe until, was it nearly December or after, maybe even 2017. So that's a huge loss as well in terms of the captaincy. They should definitely start Joel Campbell ahead of Walcott to make a big impact for them as well. Keeping Alexis Sanchez fit is also a huge priority for them as well. So yeah, I'll go for around 4th for Arsenal. The 3rd place this season for me will be Chelsea. I think they'll have a very much improved season, especially under their new manager Conte. They've signed Kante, they've kept hold of Matic right now, so that midfield by itself is a very strong one. That's even without including the likes of Willian on the wing. You've got Fabregas, they've got Hazard coming back. For me, I think he'll be back to his best this season. And to be honest, the top three is a pretty tough one to predict. Any one of them could realistically win the league. They've just bought Batshuayi from, I think, Marseille, and if they keep hold of Diego Costa, they could be laughing. I feel like Chelsea will have a lot of players returning who will be like new signings. Obviously, Hazard had a down year, so he'll be like a new signing. Ivanovic wasn't good at all last season, so hopefully for Chelsea fans, he'll be back to his best. So with these current players they've got coming back to their best ability, I think Chelsea will finish third. Now to the top two in the Premier League, and I think Manchester United will have an amazing year, finishing second. The signings they've made have been outrageous. Ibrahimovic, Mkhitaryan, and Bali from Villarreal, they've really gone out and got very good players. Ibra for me is probably the joint second best striker in football. To be honest, this top two could rotate throughout the whole year. I think United could even win the league. That's how strong I think their team is now. If Rooney can play well and strong in midfield under his new manager in Mourinho, then they could be on for a very nice year. If United don't get in the top four this season, then that will be a huge failure. Don't forget they've got Rashford, who is a brilliant young player. With Mourinho as their manager, that is a title-winning, proven manager who will be a great manager for them, there's no doubt. As great as Ibra is, that signing, I think Mkhitaryan could prove to be the signing of the summer. He got around 24 assists last season in the Bundesliga, along with around 16 goals. That right there should tell you how much of an impact player he will be for United. I'm actually a bit scared of United this season. Their team is looking very strong. If Man United sign Pogba, which I think they will do this week, then they should be favourites to win the league. Imagine that team with Pogba, Ibra, Mkhitaryan, so many quality players, and it's just shit for any Liverpool fan. You just know they're going to finish above us, which I hope I'm wrong about, but I do think they'll finish in the top two. The Premier League champions for the 2016-17 season has to be, for me, Manchester City. Getting Guardiola as their new manager is such a big improvement, and oh my god, they've got him. They've got him. And with their squad, they should be really dominating a lot of teams in the league. They've still got Yaya Toure, David Silva, Aguero, even Sterling could be an improvement this season. Their midfield is strong though. They've got Toure, Fernandinho, Gundogan now as well from Germany. Fernando can do a job in their team. They now just signed Leroy Sané from Schalke for 37 million, so clearly on the wing they're going to have a lot of improvement in that aspect. Nolito as well is a stunning signing, a signing that really for me went under the radar. Aguero will still get those 22 goals at least in the league. If Otamendi and company can play to a high level and keep injury free, then they'll laugh it. Speaking of bold predictions though, I'm going to go for Kevin De Bruyne as the BPL player of the season. At Man City, I think he would do wonderful things for them this season, which should be a very stark warning to any other team in the league. I really think he's that great. Man City though for me will be crowned the new Premier League champions. That is a big prediction, and it could be any of the top three. That is also my prediction. Any of the top three could win the league, but for me, City right now are my current favourites to win the league. Look at their team: Aguero, De Bruyne, Silva, Toure, Gundogan, a strong defence, Joe Hart in goal. It's such a stunning team. What is your prediction though for the Premier League this season? Leave a like and comment below to having a chance of winning a new Premier League shirt, and let me know who you think will win the league and also be relegated, and where Liverpool will finish as my team. I've had a lot of fun doing this video and I cannot wait to do more like this. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you all later.